Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha, Srimad Varavara Munaye Namaha, Srimad Lokarya Mahagurave Namaha. The 25th Pasuram of the Tirupavai starts with Orutti Maganai Pirande. In this Pasuram, Andal talks about the Vaibhavam, that is, Emperuman is the goal. In this Pasuram, she states explicitly, Unnai Aruttittu Vandom. She says, we want you, we came after you, we came for you. So in this Pasuram, let's delve into the Sri Ramayana references. The Pasuram starts with Orutti Maganai Pirande. Here they talk about Krishna's birth. He took birth as the child of Devaki and Vasudeva. Orutti Maganai Pirande Or Iravil. In that same night, Orutti Maganai Olittu Valara. He was transported to Gokula, where he became the son of Nandagopa and Yashoda. So let's think about this. Generally, how many parents would anybody have? A father and a mother. A couple, correct? But Krishna here has 4 parents or 2 sets of parents. Devaki and Vasudeva, Yashoda and Nandagopa. So the reference to Sri Ramayanam here is that when Rama was born, it was due to the tapas, the yajnam of Dasharatha. He did the Putra Kameshti Yagam and he begot 4 sons. Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna. Dasharatha did the Yagam, 1 person, Dasharatha did the Yagam and he got 4 sons. Here, in Krishna's birth, 4 of them apparently did the Yagam. Devaki, Vasudeva, Yashoda and Nandagopa. And for all 4 of them, there was 1 son who was born, that is Krishna. Now the question is, well, we all know that Krishna was born only to Devaki and Vasudeva, so how can you say Yashoda and Nandagopa are the parents as well? Or how can you say that he was born to them? The answer given by our Purvacharyas is that while Devaki may have held him in his birth and may have given him birth, he drinks the milk of Yashoda and he does all his Balya Cheshtitam, that is all his growing up pastimes, all of that was done when he was at the house of Nandagopa and Yashoda and was raised as their child. So, a great Acharya called Parasara Bhattar states that it is apt to say that he was born here in Gokula. The next reference is Orutti Maganai. Magan means a son. A son, his foremost duty, a son or a daughter, is to do what their parents say. And that is exactly why Rama was born. He did what is called Pitru Vakya Paripalanam or Pitru Vachana Paripalanam. He obeyed the orders of his father Dasharatha. No matter what Dasharatha said. Now we all know, we enjoyed in one of the previous Pasurams about how when the coronation for Rama was determined, it was none other than Dasharatha, who was a great warrior, who had the thought, who started this. It was Vasishta, who was a great rishi, who determined the date. The people of Ayodhya also wanted Rama to be their king, and the kingdom also rightfully belonged to Rama. In the Ikshvaku dynasty, the oldest son is the one who gets the kingdom. Yet, Dasharatha ordered him to go to the forest, even though Rama had all the rightful claims to become the king of Ayodhya. When Dasharatha wrongfully asked Rama to be sent to the forest, without any hesitation, Rama agreed. It is said that Rama's face is like a lotus, and when he was ordered to go to the forest, his face was like a just bloomed lotus. See, once a flower blooms, at its peak, it has the blossom and then it starts to wilt after, right? So you would have probably expected Rama to have some sort of an agony, some sort of a pain, some sort of displeasure when Dasharatha ordered him to go to the forest. If he had that, then his face would not have been like the blossomed lotus. His face would have been, it would have shown some signs of wilting. But no, his face was just like a just bloomed lotus, that is at its peak, freshness at its peak. A great poet called Kamba, Kamban, he's written Ramayanam in Tamil. It's called Kamba Ramayanam and it is very, very famous. And Kamban says, Andalarnda Sendamarai pol irundadamma. That is, it was just blossomed. That's how Rama's face was. And that is the extent to which Rama had the commitment for Pitruvakya Paripalanam. When did Rama do all this? Rama did all this after he became an adult. By the time Rama and Sita were married, Rama was already 12 years old. And by the time he was asked to go to the forest, they had already spent another 12 years or so in the kingdom of Ayodhya. So he was a matured adult. He was probably like 24, 25 years old when he was asked to go to the forest. So that is when Rama got the opportunity to showcase his commitment of Pitruvakya Paripalanam. Whereas Krishna, he got the opportunity to show that Pitruvakya Paripalanam as soon as he was born. When he was born, you know how he was born? He was born with 4 hands, sporting the Shankha and the Chakram, sporting the conch and the discus. When he was born like that, Vasudeva gets very afraid. Vasudeva gets very afraid because he wonders what is going to happen when Kamsa sees this boy, this child, who's none other than God himself, because he is showing his weapons, he is showing his Chaturbhujam. So then Vasudeva prays to Krishna. He says, Upasamhara sarvatman rupametat chaturbhujam janatu mavataram te kamsoyam dithijanmajaha. He refers to Krishna as Sarvantaryami. He says Antaryami. Antaryami is one who resides in all of us. O Antaryami, Sarva Atman, you are one who is inside all the Atmas. Sarvantaryami. When you come with these 4 hands like this, please hide your 4 hands, because this evil Kamsa, he will understand that you have come and let him not know that you have come. So please hide them. Upasamhara is his promise. Immediately, Krishna hides 2 of his other hands and shows himself like a normal baby. So just as soon as he was born, he obeyed his fathers and showed Pitruvakya Paripalanam. So this is the second reference to Sri Ramayanam in this Pasuram. The next one comes when Andal talks about Kamsa. She says, Tarikilanagi Tantinga Ninainda. When Kamsa comes to know of Krishna and that Krishna is growing up in Gokula, he sends all these Rakshasas. And all of these Rakshasas, they come to kill Krishna. So he could not bear, Kamsa could not bear that, he could not tolerate that this Krishna is growing up. Tarikilanagi Tantinga Ninainda. And compare that to what Andal and other devotees do. In the previous Pasuram, we talked about the Mangala Sasana Vaibhavam. In the Mangala Sasana Vaibhavam, it is all about them being afraid of what will happen to Krishna. And that is why they do all of those Mangala Sasanams. And all of those Mangala Sasanams were done not for activities or actions that are happening at the time. They happened at some point in history. And for that, they are afraid in doing the Mangala Sasanam now. That is their nature. But this Kamsa is one who's not able to bear or tolerate Krishna growing up. And here, the next reference to Sri Ramayanam is mentioned. And that is through the words of the Vanaras. When Vibhishana comes to surrender to Rama at the ocean shores, these Vanaras, they've determined already. They've already accused, they've already passed the judgment, they've already determined, done the trial, they've done everything. They say, Yesha Sarvayudhopadese Chaturbhis Saha Rakshasaihi Rakshasobhyeti Pashyadvamasman Hantum na Samshayaha. Na Samshayaha. Without any doubt. They say, without any doubt, this Vibhishana, he's come with 4 Rakshasas to kill us. And they say, Yesha Sarvayudhopadesa. He comes with all the weapons. Now, Vibhishana came with 1 gata, 1 mace. That is all he came with. When he came with that 1 gada, they say, Yesha Sarvayudhopede. So, all the weapons he came with. It's because of their fear of what will happen to Sri Rama. And that made them say that Vibhishana came with all the weapons. Such is the nature. The next reference to Sri Ramayanam comes in the phrase Tiruttakka Selvamum. Tiruttakka Selvamum Sevagamum Yampadi, says Andal. Tiruttakka Selvam here means Tiru is Pirati, Lakshmi Pirati, Sita Pirati. Tiruttakka Selvamum, or this means that he has the opulence that is obtained due to his association with Shri Mahalakshmi, or opulence that is desired by Sita Pirati, both. And here there is a reference to Sri Rama in a slokam that says, Apramayam hi tattejo yasyasa janakatmaja natvam samarthastam hartum ramachapashrayam vane. These are the words of Maricha. Maricha tells Ravana, hey Ravana, this Sita, she is like the resplendence, the radiance of Sri Rama. So you, and that Rama Tejas, that cannot be measured, that's immeasurable. You are not capable, you are not qualified to have her. So please leave your evil thoughts. This is Maricha's Upadesam to Ravana, which of course Ravana does not heed to. Pirati herself says, she herself tells Ravana, Shakya lobhaitum Naham Aishwaryena Dhanena va Ananya Raghavenaham Bhaskarena Prabhayatha. She says, I'm not capable to be tempted by wealth or by money, Ravana. I cannot be separated from Raghava. I am like the radiance of the sun, and Rama is the sun and I'm like his radiance. Ananya Raghavenaham Bhaskarena Prabhayata. I am like the Prabha, the radiance of the Bhaskara, of the sun. And that Bhaskara is none other than Raghava. Ananya Raghavenaham Bhaskarena Prabhayata. She's like the radiance of the sun. So such Pirati, the opulence that is desired by her, or there is Rama himself, Tiruttakka Selvamum Sevagamum, your Kainkaryam, the servitude to you, that is what we pray for. Varittamum Tirndi Yampadi, Varittamum Tirndi Magurinde Lor Empavai. So we want to be able to enjoy because of your servitude and to make you happy. That is Andal's words. So let's reflect on this pasuram and spend the rest of our day. Alvar Empirumana Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam Andal